Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Base Damage. Hope y'all are doing wonderful. We have some wonderful guests today. We have Steve.
Hello.
And
How
we
we doing?
we have Gothmom.
Hello.
Hello. I wanted to have y'all back for Tampa, but I was like, well, Pasadena just happened. Let's just get both of these out of the way for this. But yes, we have the fabulous individuals. We are going to be talking Pasadena today, as well as a little bit of Tampa, like I said. So, just jumping right into it. How have y'all been? It was like the travels and everything, going good?
No, it's going good. We had a very good California adventure. We
Mm-hmm.
drove a car out for a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to see the great Steve, got to see the desert
Yep.
for the first time and everything. So
You've never seen
It
a
was
that was
desert?
fantastic.
what?
You've never seen a
It was
desert before?
fantastic. No, I've never seen a desert in person. Like, you
He's
say
from
that
the
like that's a weird
UKK.
thing,
Stop
but
being
we don't.
sensitive.
Yeah, we don't
He
have many
doesn't know
deserts.
what sand looks like. He only knows rain.
Oh, sand. I
Yeah,
was like, wait, I figured you would get dinner then dessert. Oh, you meant desert. Oh, you're
yeah.
nah.
I mean, you've seen how thin I am. I don't know dessert either.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I saw you getting those
Wasting
shakes.
away.
No, you're
Mm.
good.
No,
Um,
it was fantastic
mhm.
seeing, and like I was very much pushing and jumping at the opportunity to drive over. Like, I wasn't doing the driving,
Mhm.
Hillary was, which I am very thankful for. But it was an opportunity presented itself for us to drive over to California, and it's a part of the country which we probably don't have a real reason to like drive through again.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
so that was fantastic for little tourist me.
Yeah. So you've gone over highways that I did. I figure I got to touch a little bit of trucking here. Which highway did y'all mainly take all the way over there? Was it
Oh,
10
we
or
did
20?
40.
40.
Well, you
Okay.
see, Kate,
40.
life is a highway.
It really is. You want to drive it all night long?
Yeah.
Life is a copyright claim. Anyway, no, no, you're good. No, like I've driven all of those roads over there, so I'm like, okay, literally as you're like describing this, I'm like, okay, I think it was one of two ways, and it was like I can literally just see all of that because I've had to drive that before. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, we took 40 all the way into California,
Hmm.
which I wish I went the Vegas way into California because that's the one I'm used
Fair.
to. And
Yeah.
like that, the border thing for the environmental stuff.
Hmm.
And like this time, the one time, usually it's like, oh, coming from Vegas, what is that like 10, 15?
I
The
think
15 maybe?
that sounds
Something like that.
correct.
Yeah. And so coming Vegas way, when I do that, it's like, oh, just like coast through. No one stops you, no nothing.
Nah,
40,
40
we
is a
got
different story.
stopped. You have to stop. And there it's small, like half the size of the one from Vegas. And I'm like, oh God. And then this lady just like stared at me and I was like, what the heck is this? And so I had to roll down the window and she had to ask the question and I had to stop and I'd be like, no, I do not have environmental product in I'm not bringing environmental product into California. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. But I was like, what the crap is this?
Okay.
Because I've never gone the 40 way into California when I drove
Hmm.
out. So this was a whole new thing for me. And then we're driving up, and then we stop at like a rest area, and there's a just random freaking coyote just
Yeah.
Yep.
chilling.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Steve wanted to pet it, and I'm like,
No,
no.
that is how you get rabies, son. Like, no.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I was
Okay.
like,
Back
I
up.
can't.
Okay. Back up.
Hmm.
If not friend, why friend shaped?
Yeah.
If not friend, why fluffy, right?
You are worse
I
than Coon about bears.
sure,
The
but
European mind cannot comprehend American wildlife for real, for real. On God.
coyotes are cute though. I'm just saying.
I mean,
You were literally Coon.
so is a,
That coyote,
so,
that coyote may never have been cuddled in its entire life, and I could have
Uh,
changed that, and you wouldn't let
could
me.
have changed.
Okay.
I just love the reasoning here. It's just really good. See,
I was-
now I'm concerned. I have a quick trucking story. I'm concerned what you would just do with the wildlife now at this point, because there was one morning, it was like 3 a.m. I'm driving literally up like a mountain, and there's just a moose running up the side of the mountain. Running along the highway that can look me square in the eyeball when I'm sitting 6 feet up above, like off the ground. I'm just like, oh no, I don't want to be here right now. I just floored that thing. So I just imagine you going, oh look, a moose. I'm just gonna hang from his antlers or so. I don't know.
Let me go pet the moose.
Like those things can run on water or some shit. I don't want to mess with them.
Yeah.
Not every day you see a loose moose.
I was very concerned. So I'm like, oh, it looks like someone's jogging. Wow, that person's really big. Is that a Bigfoot? Hold it. No, what the fuck is that? Just like as I'm getting closer.
Only moose.
No sightings. Just moose.
Moose.
Miniature horse.
The horse is like, no. Horses look up at that thing and go, damn. Anyway.
Miniature horse.
I shouldn't talk about them too bad. I've had Canadians on the podcast before, so anyway. But
You know a few.
I know a handful. One of the world champions that I actually had on the
Yeah.
podcast was from the west side of Canada. I don't remember.
Of course.
Side.
Of course, that was before the tariffs.
Yeah,
The
for real.
terrace, yeah. The
Was that
terrace.
Toronto?
Rest in peace.
I feel so bad not
Anyway,
remembering what town
West-
that was.
You're thinking
Vancouver.
DC, British Columbia.
Yeah, Vancouver. It was Will, I think was his name.
Yeah, well.
William.
Is he not the one who won in with Overlord this year as well?
Was it him?
The first, I believe. Fact check me. Let's drop some.
I don't know. Like, YC Time
some
doesn't show the
comments.
names. Like, I mean, if he does, I need to get him up there again. Like, absolutely.
I think he was actually the person who won with Overlord in Florida, but I'm not 100% in that.
No, do not tell me that. Because then, like I said, I would have loved to have met him. Like I said, because I've had him on the podcast years. I mean, I got to see a lot of people in Tampa. But if he was, well, if you were listening to this in some shape, form, or fashion, hit me up, man. I know I still got you on Facebook. Come on. Absolutely. If you were there, that would have been really cool. I would have loved to have met you. Like, absolutely. But
Well, you know what they say: where there's a will.
where there's a way. You're right.
Oh, I was just gonna say there's a Canadian, but,
But
sure.
I mean,
Yeah, that
or a
works as well.
moose apparently, or coyotes.
Moose?
you know? So
Maple syrup.
Anyway,
anywho, no, okay. So I can easily talk trucking stuff and travel
Speaking
stuff
of-
all
We
day.
can
Speaking
literally
of-
go on tangents until for eternity.
Oh,
Honestly.
absolutely.
we had a segue
Yes.
into Tampa
See?
right there.
Exactly.
A lovely
We did.
a shipping lane into Tampa.
Exactly.
A trucking lane,
Shipping
if
lane?
you will.
A shipping lane. Okay.
shipping
That does sound like a boat related pun that he would make, and then that just fits
Yes.
Gothmom even more. So okay, so
I'd be like,
so that is perfect. So let us talk about Tampa really quick. I know that was a while back, so I don't expect y'all to remember every single detail. But Gothmom says she has a story that's going to lead into something for Pasadena. So
yes, I do have a story. So round
yes.
6, round 6 of Tampa was my second and last loss that made me all like weird and bubbly. And so I was playing against one of the DFW lot.
awesome.
I'm not going to try and pronounce his bushy Navi name, but one of the DFW people, because they travel. And he was playing Hololive. I played Hololive this whole season, and I misplayed and lost that round. He went to top cut. I got to bubble. It was a good time. However, round 6, I actually had a joke. End of round. It's had to have been round 5. I knew he was there and saw him and everything. It would be so funny if we play at Pasadena as well. Like it was like round 5 or something. End of round 5, and I was like, oh, it'd be so funny. And then I go outside. I get water. Whatever. Round 6 rolls around. Here I am. Look at the name. I was like, that looks familiar. A lot of names look familiar, so I'm not really thinking much of it. And I see him, and I'm like, oh, here we go again. He's on Hololive. I'm on Hololive. We're on the same decks. mine's slightly tweaked, but we know the same sort of jargon, like the
Yeah.
same song and dance.
Like,
And
basically mirror match. It's
also
like,
love
I know
that
your
about that. Yeah,
combos.
yes, it's like I know what you do, you know what I do, same, shake hand.
Like, go off.
And I got the rundown on that. So he misplayed and I won that game. And I was just like, well, this was very interesting because I was not expecting this to happen the exact same round, two regionals, the only two regionals.
Yeah.
No, I'm wrong because we went to three regionals this season, but like two regionals like back to back for
What was
us.
the third
I
one?
was like,
what was the third one?
We went to Houston.
we went
or
to
Dallas,
Houston.
whichever one it was.
Okay, got you.
Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Texas, insert city here.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's
Basically
The one
Buc-ee's.
place.
basically,
Same guys.
we went to the Buc-ee's regionals and just
Honestly, it'd be so cool if there was a Buc-ee's regional. I'm not gonna lie,
The-
they have everything.
the winner gets a beaver mug or some shit. I don't know. That'd be
Oh my
amazing.
god! Or gets to take home like a giant stuffed beaver,
we-
or like the bronze
Inflatable.
statue outside.
I should not be giving Joe ideas like this. No, don't even think about it. I see you going to type in Discord, Joe. No. Stop.
Too late, think about it.
All right.
Do
Anyway.
it.
No.
what if?
Okay, wait, you said you were on Hall Live, so I figure we need to do a quick step back. What were y'all running at each? So at Tampa, you said Hall Live.
Yes,
Chloe Martin?
Caligura.
Oh, Caligura. I don't know what I was thinking. No, I was thinking someone else for Cali. No, my like first round opponent was like a Cali Martin. That's what I'm thinking. So you were a Caligura because I was also Caligura. Because we both ran the same. Well, not the same deck or anything, but like same setup.
Yes,
And
but the big combos, the same
Yes.
combos.
Steve, you were on Chainsaw Man. I remember that much. I don't remember the setup.
Correct. Yeah, I was on Chainsaw Man with the Himeno Stuck Soul combo into the Choice level 3 for Tampa. At any rate.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue as well. Sorry, I just remembered. I was like, oh, we never said what they were running, so it's totally cool. Okay. So the big thing to take away from all this as well was out of every one of us that went to Tampa, I know I did like the other podcasts, like talking with Joe and the little vlog and everything, but Gothmom got the best placement out of every one of us that went.
Yes.
You got up to 10th. Which
did.
is like, we were sitting there just like praying someone was going to fail deck check so much.
Whoa.
Man.
Whoa. I was not. I was walking across the road to the Starbucks to collect
Yes.
a Starbucks order to bring back to Hill, as she could obviously not leave the table due to having to probably deck check in case someone failed deck check. Come on.
I thought you were having to.
Difficult-
I thought you were having to go through her deck to double check like her
He
deck
did.
log.
Yeah, he
I don't remember you
organized
leaving
it.
to go to
He organized it
Starbucks.
for me. Yeah, he did. He went across
Okay.
the street, got me
You
a
see,
Starbucks.
Cade,
I believe
you
you.
want coffee.
I believe
am
I was
you.
a
like,
man.
yes.
I am a man of many talents.
And coffee is one of them. And
Checking deck
Yes.
logs and getting coffee is two of them.
Yeah.
and petting coyotes.
I
No,
know.
I'm not allowed.
Nope, not allowed.
I could be that man.
There's
Why not?
I found out the title of
I'm
this
not paying that
episode.
bill.
I found the title of this episode. Don't let Steve near coyotes. Got you.
Yeah.
Fucking nerd. Okay, sorry.
I love
My
you.
bad.
Anyway.
Censorship slipped out a second there. I was too angry.
There's
Oh no, if this is PG, whatever.
my channel's not monetized in any shape, form, or fashion. Go wild.
You
That-
too.
as long as it's not racial slurs, I do not care. He's like, well, it gives like a hard C anyway.
Hard C.
Exactly.
All the Americans faint.
Like, oh
We were
no.
talking about shipping lanes before.
I know,
Oh,
right?
that's not what you meant by the
Yeah.
sea? Never mind, moving on.
Exactly.
But yeah, so like Tampa,
Mhm.
Steve, I was like stuck. So it's very interesting comparing Tampa. Tampa felt more organized in that sense of like, okay, X2s from this amount have to like 9th and 10th, like what me and another DFW person that also went to Pasadena.
Nice.
we kind of just were stuck there, which kind of sucked, but it felt more organized in that sense.
Hmm.
But like I was like, I can't do anything. So Steve like got me coffee and organized the deck log, and I'm just like trying to eat snacks, and I'm waiting and
Yeah.
looking and waiting, and they're like, no, y'all are good. It's like, okay, we could go eat. Wahoo. Um, and versus California, it was a little bit because it was just, well, it was kind of like comparing apples to oranges. Like
Hmm.
Tampa was top 8, and then California was top 32. So
Exactly, which is a whole different ball game. Like
it is. So it was slightly more chaotic because they didn't really, and I had to go to HQ because I was just like, well, I kind of want to go like to the bathroom or refill a water bottle or something. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to wait here or if I'm supposed to do like if I'm allowed to leave because Tampa I couldn't. Like I
exactly.
probably could have been like, "Hey, can I go do?" And they would have been, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." But I was just like,
Yeah.
"I guess I'm here forever now." But
Yep.
California, I kind of just did whatever because it took them like they actually did Top Cut in like rounds of Top Cut. So like
Yeah.
30 minutes, like they did Top Cut for like 1 through 16 and then like 17 through 32 or whatever. So they actually did it in shifts, which so it took like over an hour
Oh
Yep.
wow.
to do yeah, to do deck check. So
That I mean,
yeah.
it's understandable when you have that many. Like, I completely
Oh
get it,
yeah.
but still, that's still wild though. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
like that's
And
one of the
so
big things. Like looking at, like, I got just to touch on Pasadena real quick before Steve
mhm.
gives his Tampa review. Um, the fact that it was like 300 people, like on the Weiss side
Yeah.
alone, like was it the same amount or more over like on the Vanguard side, or like could you tell? I know they like usually say the
It was
numbers.
substantially
It
more.
was,
Like I
yeah.
don't know the number, but it was substantially more. Like I want to say it was like five, like a couple hundred more than Weiss. Because when we
Yeah.
were in line
Yeah.
outside, because I love that convention center that they used
Hmm.
because I've been there before. It was bad when it came to the bathrooms for the dudes. Because
Oh
I
yeah.
was
Yep.
last time I was there for a con, so the whole thing was open. So I was like, oh yeah, it has
Well,
bathrooms and all this stuff and blah blah blah. It's great. But
quick break. Quick
yes.
side note.
Hmm.
The toilets in that convention center may have only been quite as bad as they were because people didn't realize that people were standing in the line for the cubicles. And
Yeah,
so,
they
Oh.
split it
yeah,
off.
like people
We
were
didn't
no
have
no
this
people were
issue.
just standing in line for literally like a good. I think I was there for like 15 minutes, and then someone just walked in, and we were like, "Whoa, whoa! There's a queue here!" And this guy's just like, "Uh, are you all not waiting for the stalls?" And I'm like, "Uh, no, we're just. Are they separate?" And he's like, "Yeah, this like the urinals are free, and everyone in the line, in front and behind me, are just like, bruh,
Like, huh?
bruh." Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
wild.
as soon as that was cleared up, it went a lot faster. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my
Yep.
first
So
thing to be like to check for that, but okay.
Well, there were already people in a line, and the British in me, I see queue, I join
you.
I
queue.
figure that's
You
more of a
know.
Hmm.
Japanese mentality than a British mentality.
Well,
No, the British do it too. I can't
the
Like,
explain it.
Brits love queues. Anything
Yeah,
starting
they
with
love
queues as well.
Q.
there's something in there about
Means.
like marching in a line. Anyway, so sorry, I'm
No,
horrible.
it's April now. You
Hmm?
missed it.
Hmm.
It's April now. You missed
It is
March.
April. You are correct. It
Yeah.
is literally like 4 days after the fact.
Yep.
Uh,
Hmm.
but anyway, so getting back to discussing Tampa, because like I said, Pasadena was massive. We were definitely going to like discuss
Yes, it
that
was
as well,
so
but
freaking huge.
because that's amazing to me. I literally think that's like a record for Weiss. But anyway,
Yes.
we will get back to that. So, any other things on Gothmom side for Tampa?
Um, really, when it came to Tampa, like I felt really good on my losses. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's been a long time since I just felt like from a tournament side and like going or almost going to Top Cut and stuff. Like the last times I was like, oh, I'm so stressed. Like I just was stressed in my body. But like this season, like
Mm.
actually like bubbling and everything, I was just chilling for the
Hell
most
yeah!
part. Like really, Tampa was just like, I'm here, I'm vibing, my deck's working how I want it to be, like how I want it to 95% of the time. And I just really couldn't complain about that. Like my lot, like I do feel bad about Like that, what I was like, finally, I did misplay, and I was like, I should have been more aggressive, and I was more reserved because I just didn't see the line. So I got into my own head, and I was like, well,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'll cancel against Callie Mari. So I'm just like, yeah, this totally makes sense. No,
I see the
no,
combos. Like, oh
yeah,
no.
I was like, oh, I don't need to actually do Gura combo right now because there's no way. Like maybe I'll live and then I'll do Gura combo. No, that was a bad
Nah.
idea. I
Gooba.
was just too conservative in that sense, and it definitely cost me the game.
I was so happy whenever I Gurred somebody at Tampa. That's a rush, man. You pull off a
Oh yeah,
Gurr combo. It's so fun. Oh
it goes
man.
wee.
Instead of goes burr, goes ah. Anyway, uh, but okie dokie.
But yeah, Tampa just felt good.
Hell
Like I
yeah.
was just vibing and everything. Really, both tournaments, I felt pretty good.
That's always a good thing to like. Not to go to like a regionals and just I feel absolutely stressed. Like I need to do
Oh
this or
yeah,
whatever. I know there's people who
yeah.
get like that, but that's whatever.
Oh yeah, for sure. It
Um.
just depends. Like I was like deck was doing how like even the vibes of the people and everything. Like I was just having a good time and my deck was having a good time as well. So I can't really complain from either of those tournaments
I gotcha.
in that sense.
I guess to shift over to Steve then,
No.
please share your Tampa experience, Mr. Chainsaw Man.
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't
No,
want to talk about it?
it 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 wasn't great. I won round one pretty definitively. Round two, I go against Millum Slime, and my deck bricks. Like
I figured that setup, like,
I would
especially with
like
Millum, like, hits your, like, Himino combos and stuff back row like crazy.
I wish we got to the point where that actually affected the game. No, I was
Really?
only drawing climaxes and climax swaps for the entire game.
That's wild. Okay.
Like and my opponent was actually having just as bad a game as I was, but like it didn't matter because his 1-0s are 4.5k cross turn. My climax swaps are not that big cross
No.
so I couldn't actually just like I couldn't win board even on top of just bricking. So I had nothing. So I still got him to level 3 somehow, but I had no fuel to like win. So that was doomed. Then round 3, I go against a Wind Data Live player.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry
am
about that.
I am so cozy. So cozy. I think I'm like I don't know, 6 and 18 or something at like 2-3, 2-4. I don't have a board. I know what Wind Data Live does. I'm like, yeah, I know your WinCon. It's fine. I put my board to stock. I've got like 12 stock or something. And then he just kills me. And I'm like,
Okay.
and
What?
he's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I was expecting to kill you there. And I'm like, no, I don't think you are. And I put it in like the calculator or something. And it was something like a 2.4% chance or something. Something absolutely abysmal like that. And I'm just like,
So,
Weiss Schwarz happened is what I'm hearing.
so the thing is, I beat that Win Data Live player the round before, and then Steve got to
Oh.
play against them
yeah,
the next round.
yeah. So that was
Yeah.
appalling.
Yeah.
And then like at that point, like I had 2 early losses. Like I stopped caring as much. Like I later went against I think a Canada Marine player. I was like super giga ahead the whole game. Opponent had nothing. I get finishing turn, and I put my finisher on the board. I play climax. I look down. I've only got 3 guys on board. My finisher needs 3 other guys on board. I look my opponent in the eye and go, huh, I fucked up. And my opponent's like, what? And I'm like, read. And he just picks the card up, reads, goes, what? And I'm like, I don't have condition. So I did 3 vanilla swings. He obviously didn't die. And then he killed me on the slapback.
Oh.
But it was, again, at that point, the run was over.
Yeah.
I was just kind of messing on. And then last round, I still somehow faced the only Azure Lane player in the entire goddamn building.
Yep.
And I was level 3 before he was level 2.
Cats be doing
Yeah,
cat
He did
things.
cat thing. He did cat things. I got him to like 3-3 or something somehow because he did cat things where you answer the cats and they have nothing. But yeah, I didn't have quite enough to kill him, so shrugs.
I can't complain about cats because of my PNG. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
Cats are nice.
So Tampa wasn't the best run in the world for me, and it also set me on a journey of maybe trying something else that wasn't Chainsaw Man, because it felt kind of fragile in a lot of ways, and it seems like it has a lot more lost cons than a lot of other decks.
Like,
But I was also desperately trying not to play Hololive as well, because I have played
Yeah.
Hololive for the last 3 competitive years, and I am sick to death of that deck.
that's
Steve is burned
understandable. Like, that's understandable. I remember the night before for Tampa, like, looking at your build and just going, hey, I kind of like this, but, like, because of, like, how you were able to get, like, set up and all the stock and everything, I just remember, like, watching you play games, and I just remember looking at, like, just watching you play that deck and maybe go, hey, I kind of like this. This is kind of neat. And
Yeah.
I was curious, like, the next day as, like, how it was going to do. Like, obviously, you're a very good, like, pilot for, like, understanding how stuff works and everything. And it's just, so I was very curious as to how that was going to do. It just kind of sucks when you get, like, shit on like that. So, when Weiss happens, Weiss happens.
Yeah, it's... So, my main, like, RNG loss, sure, aside from just only drawing bad cards in the
Yeah.
slime, but the Date Live Wind one, it was a calculated, I guess, misplay in that by leaving yourself open lanes, you obviously leave yourself open to more RNG by just, like,
Still.
letting yourself,
Yeah.
eat bigger swings, basically. And when you're that compressed, it's a pretty, like, the dice are in your favor.
Exactly.
Because, you know, you're like, oh, swings for, 4 and 5s, because these are, early plays. They are 2-soul, you're playing the climax. I don't know why he was playing the climax. Guy had no real reason to play the climax, but Guy felt like playing the climax anyway. And I'm like, I'm cozy, but as is Weiss Schwarz, the moment you actually feel cozy in your compression is the moment your compression will remind you that compression is a lie.
It's the moment that Weiss just comes down with the metal pipe and just smacks you in the face and you sound. So.
But I will say a lot of the build did come from some of the Austrian players, Christine Yarbacher, who obviously people should be aware of, and Bromios, Daniela, who are both very good European players, and there was a fair amount of back and forth between, why are you running this? Oh, because I like it. Oh, but it's bad. Oh, yeah, you're right, etc. So, yeah.
No, I get that. I just like seeing Chainsaw Man, like, topping and whatnot. I just think it's cool. I like the show and everything, so I like the set. It's just really cool. So I'm slowly working on some Chainsaw Man shenanigans myself. Billy was able to hook me up with more copies of Makima, so I couldn't get. He's just like, here, I got you some trades, like, really cheap. So he was able to hook me up.
Nice.
So, but no, I want to work on that too. It's such a fun set. I'm gonna work on that at some point, but I'm working on too much shit as it is right now. It's like P3, but anyway, like, not about me though. So so any other stuff for you about Tampa? Sorry, feel free to carry on.
No, Tampa, it's a lovely place. Saw a lot of friends from Tampa and Texas, and
Shit parking. Like,
we got right in.
Y'all didn't have an
we
issue.
Got there earlier.
True. Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. How much earlier were y'all than like me and Joe?
I want to say like 30 minutes.
That's
Drove to venue, parked. There we go.
Which is hilarious because like 30 minutes.
Like 30 minutes.
A 30-minute difference, and we literally had to like go several blocks up the street, which is like crazy.
Yeah,
to
you
me.
had to go on a whole adventure.
It was
You see, Cade, it's what we call in the business a skill issue.
It really was. Shout outs to Liam. Anyway, no, nah, he has this thing. No, that's it's accurate. It is right. They also just scheduled like 5 other events the same day at the same convention center, but it's whatever. Thank you, Bushi. I know it wasn't their fault on that. It's just funny how that works out. But all right, small indie company, by the way. It's just worse statements have never been said. But anyway, but all right, let's get right into Pasadena then. So, like we said, 300 people.
Yes.
Gothmom, what were you on? Were you still on Hololive for this or what?
Yes, I was still on Cali Girl with some mild changes. So basically what I did, I was running this like 3/2 green card, can't remember her name. I see her body from summer whatever thing. Nice card, helped me dig, and then also she did like this little burn one thing if I just wanted to get rid of a stupid amount of cards in my hand. Well, in
I need
Tampa,
to look this up. Okay.
I can send you my deck list.
Please and thank you.
In Tampa, like I saw her for not the purposes I was using her for. So I was like, screw this. I don't like you no more. I don't want to play with you anymore. Bye. And then it was just basically replacing her and with some tech cards. It's like the Watame that can grab the climax.
Goes Andy from Toy Story.
It's like
you throw in the
I'm done with you.
The 2/1 Botan.
Oh yeah, the 2/1.
The anti-change reverser.
Girl.
Yeah,
yes.
The early play button.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the it's on play. It's on play mill 3.
Mill 3.
Yeah.
Mill 3. If there's a climax, you yeet one of your opponent's characters' waiting room.
Mm-hmm.
I added her in, added Watame in.
I think I was running her at Tampa.
added
yeah, I'm fairly certain.
Another Lofini.
Eofi.
3/2. Lofi. Elofi.
Yeah.
I don't know. Blue girl 3/2.
No, I know which one. I know the exact one you're talking about because I was also running that specifically to have stuff bounce and get like stock back. Yeah, no, it's a great card.
It's a really good card. And initially, I think I was on 1 in Tampa, and then so I went up to 2 because I was like, oh, more consistency, whatever. Fair. And so I really liked that card because it was nice. And I think those really all the changes, that I did to the deck, and it kind of I was having. Between Tampa and Pasadena, we like made these changes to the deck post Tampa, and then the deck was before Tampa was just popping off at locals. It was like, we're having a good time, we're on good vibes, wahoo, everything is awesome. And then it was just kind of like acting a little bit more rocky than I wanted it to, even with all of these like good quote unquote good cards in the deck, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I might have just messed it up. But then it kind of recovered and then ran pretty much like as it should have in Pasadena. But the interesting thing is in comparing the two, so in Tampa I lost against things I've played against before. In Pasadena, I lost against things I have either one, never played against in a competitive scene, or 2, have only played against maybe once a year. And so I lost against JoJo Jolene.
Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Because burn 4, burn 1 eventually works.
I heard y'all talking about that or something in the Discord the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what? Oh, well, that makes much more context for that makes a lot more sense now.
Yes, it does. So let me. Where is my note real quick?
You're
but
good.
Yeah, that was round 3. I lost against. I literally my notes was like round 3, 8 pants JoJo lady. Because I don't know how to spell Jolene.
It's JoJo Lady works, believe me. It's
JoJo Lady. But the deck was so pretty because it was foiled out. It was completely foiled out. There's SPs and everything. My opponent was really nice. She was cool. I liked her.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then I lost against, round 7, I lost against the person that ended up winning the tournament.
Hell yeah.
And they were on Overlord Iron's 8-bar. And I never, I understand the basic concept of Overlord, but at the same time, last time I played against Overlord was last year for teams against someone in Houston. And that was the only time between then and now I've played against Overlord, so it's like I don't remember some. It's like I remember, oh yes, cards exist. I
Yeah.
guess goats. I messed up. I was like, well, shoot, I guess my turn now. But he didn't do the goats burns because I was like, I'm dead. There's no way. Like there is no way. And then I died like with goats burns and stuff. But like I think
So
I can't remember now.
goats
But
are better than coyotes?
I guess.
No, I
But
had
like
to ask.
I was just like, I. It's like I don't know what this deck does. I don't know what this deck does. This is fine.
I got
But
you. So, but that was more. You feel that was more of a thing of just not remembering what the deck did, like how to play against it, or just
100%.
like okay.
Oh yeah, it's round 3. I never went against that deck before. I know some people, not locally, they do. No one plays JoJo locally, and I don't play JoJo, so I don't have the time to know everything. It's like I work 6 days a week. I do not have the time. It's like I know what my stuff does. I know what a general sense of things I normally see does in a general way. I don't know everything. So it's like, yes, JoJo's, they do things.
It does
I
things.
never went against Jolene.
It's like we know Desmond talks about it in the Discord. It's like it does things, but like Jolene specifically as well is like kind of a interesting. So it's not bad. I say interesting in a good way. It's not like bad in any shape, form, or fashion. It's just one of those things that I don't know if it was like the whole premium booster thing, or if it just like didn't see a lot of like representation because of that, but it hasn't really
Could have been
got a lot of numbers like from what I've seen. I think everyone's been on like, you know, other stuff like Quince and or with like Nino and, you know, Slime and all that jazz, so it's kind of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it. I remember looking through the JoJo stuff and was like, it looks like a fun set. I want to mess with it. So especially when White Snake goes off. But
oh yeah, it like JoJo has so much flavor, and I really appreciate JoJo. It's just not like I just don't have time.
It's not Bungo
it's
Stray
not
Dogs.
like,
So
it's not Bungo Stray Dogs and Blau. I'm sorry. I don't even have time for that. I just own the cards.
which I realized we've joked about forever and a day about having a quote unquote Bungo Stray Dogs podcast episode one day.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that in like Blau or something?
Blau.
Okay,
That is.
cool.
I have some. I bought a couple boxes from a couple boxes and a TD from Hammer Girl.
I did not know that existed in Blau, so we can actually have an episode for that now. So
Yes.
I didn't know it was a thing. So just y'all look forward to that one day. Anyway, apologies, I'm interrupting. Carry on, please. Please continue.
You're fine. But like, I kind of like, I went against it for. Let me look at my thingy because I don't think I went against the same. No, I did not go. Wait, double check. No, I didn't go against the same set once in Pasadena, which was awesome. I really like tournaments. I see a lot of variety, but that also can be kind of like the wild card thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like, maybe like you're like, oh yeah, like I have this answer to X set or something like that in that sense.
Yeah.
But round 1 I went against like 8-door Bochi.
Oh, cool.
He just I like a lot of the particular things I don't really remember of like a lot of these matches. Like one of my opponents, I can't remember which one it was, but he just ate, and it was so unfair, and it felt like it was just bad days, and I was like, oh no, this is bad. But round 1 I went against the 8-door Bochi, so that was fun. I was like, we do have a Bochi player, so I'm like, yes, something I know.
There you go.
But I think he kind of ate actually, because he didn't really like. He kind of got to play like a 3-2, but he triggered doors a lot. If I remember correctly, it's all blur.
It's all blurry.
It is all blurry, and then. So I won that. Round 2, I went against like the typical. Well, actually, no, I don't think it was like the slime, Rimuru, urine. It was
gotcha.
door pants. It was door pants.
The level 1 Rimuru combo. That's the Korone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Korone,
Yeah.
Wait, was that against Shizukats, or because I think that's what he was on?
No. I can't remember who. I could look it up in Bushidavi, but it's not Shizukats.
It wasn't Shizukats. Okay.
people, like the person I knew and played against, like knew, like in the tournament scene, was my round six opponent. Like I've
Yeah.
interacted with people and everything, but I've had like past like knowledgeable experience this season with was
Mm-hmm.
my round six opponent. Um, and then I can't like for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because it's 2025, but it's like, ah yes, triple Murin. I'm not scared. Like it's not even like a thing against slime. I don't know if maybe I've seen slime so much before or I've interacted with slime, or maybe I was just really cozy in my position. But I was just like, that's nice.
It's
That
like
you're doing it. I think it's how someone would like play against Hololive. It's like, ah yes, you did the thing.
you did
I
the
see
thing.
you.
Uh,
You did the thing.
That's a little more understandable than, oh, I've become so desensitized to triple Muron, everything has hex proof. Like, if you've
Yeah.
run into that, so we've had to deal with that so much. People are like, ah, it's this. Go off. Just have fun,
Yes.
king.
Go off, queen and
Queen,
king.
queen. Yeah. I was like, oh my good.
Yes.
It's just like
Oh
this is the state that we're in. It's just like, oh, it's just that much. It's just happened that so many times.
yeah. It's
Oh
like
man.
sometimes I reflect, I'm like, I feel like people versus like Hololive, like the usual suspects of Hololive, and it's probably the same feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But then round three was JoJo Lady.
Jojo.
Beautiful deck. JoJo Lady. Then round four was against Chainsaw Man.
Oh,
The
okay.
usual suspect. The usual suspect of Aki and Blue Lady, because I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember her damn
Himeno.
name.
Eye patch a Himeno lady. I got you.
Yes, Cigarette Lady. Wahoo. Um,
Other adjectives also from the
he
anime. I'm just
did
gonna.
not get to. Yeah, he did not get to do Aki combo, and he did not get to do like it was just like the every not everything going wrong for him.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's almost like the timing issue. Like with certain decks, you have a timing issue. If like if I get past this time point, I can't do X, Y, Z, or
Yeah.
something. So it's like he only got to do one of what the 1-0 that gets big. Dude.
Uh.
Cemetery.
Kishibe.
Yeah. I can see the.
Kishibe!
Yeah.
Yeah, Kishibe.
Yes. He only got to I swear he only got to play one of those.
You say JoJo lady and then Kishibe, and I'm like that we not part 4. We don't have part 4 yet. I think Kishibe Rohan for that, but no.
Uh,
But nah. I.
but yeah, it's like certain little things. It's like sometimes it's always like, okay, I'm popping off, or we're like smacking each other in the face. It's like the Pikachu from the Pikachu with the clone Pikachu in the Pokemon movie.
One
It's
slap,
like
the other
smack,
slap. Just repeat
smack.
process. I love that. Oh my god.
And then
Right,
oh
right
my
in the
gosh.
feels with that, just with that comparison.
I
Oh,
know.
my
It
heart.
feels like that sometimes. It's like even like in Tampa when because my two losses, it was against so both of them went to top cut and my Nino lost, he got second, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Hololive run back in Pasadena. But it was just like with Nino, we were just like the Pikachu meme. It was just smack, cancel. Okay, well I smack you, cancel. And it was just back and forth. I'm like, will this game end? Will damage stick? Tune in next week and find out.
Find out
Um,
next time on Weiss Schwarz Z. Like, oh my goodness.
honestly, but yeah, it was. There's little nuggets of like things that I just find funny about some matches. It doesn't always. Oh, yes, let me just completely decimate you. And sometimes it's just like smack, 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 and then they die or I die and things of that nature.
Yeah, especially with
Um,
Nino doing that has got to be like funky to me. I don't know. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, and I get so excited about like I can't remember because I didn't take notes for Tampa, but I did take notes for Pasadena. But I get really excited about like I was excited about JoJo Lady in a sense because I've never seen it before. So I like
Mm-hmm.
seeing interacting with things sometimes that I never see before or I rarely get to see. And then round 5, I went against SAO 8 Gold Bar.
SAO 8 gold bar in this day and age, huh?
SAO 8 Gold Bar, that was X1.
Zekin and
Round 5.
what's the other combo?
Oh shoot.
Maybe the next
It was
I'm sorry.
Huh?
Maybe the
Yes, Snake
next
Soul.
soul
I
early
swear
play?
there was a Snake Soul
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
one of the Leafas or something.
you
Yeah.
run the level 1, which is on attack. I think top 5 for a character into the neg soul.
Yeah.
I want to say Una or something
Yeah, it was
into,
like
Oh, it was
and
Yuna.
then you
her.
have a
Yeah.
finisher, which also pairs with the level 1 gold bar. So you
Yes.
kind of get this whole
It's like
Blessing
three. It's like
package.
3
Yeah.
combos off of only 2 climaxes
Yeah.
type thing. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, got you.
Yeah, it was really cool deck. And I was like, oh man, this is so neat because it's like, ah, yes, SAO, okay, well, like, choice and shoot, like, door or whatever. It's like, ah, yes, like, I like seeing unique little builds
Hmm.
that are also doing very well. So, but, like, it was just really cool to see, like, that 8 gold bar SAO deck. I was like, this is really neat.
Absolutely.
How cool. And then, like, they were popping off too. And then I just popped off harder.
Oh
And
my.
yeah,
Oh my. In
it's like
front
it's
of
just one of those things.
300.
Oh, I don't.
Ooh.
And then round 6, I had my Tampa run back
I.
instead of Neva's playing this time, which I was. Oh my goodness, when I made that joke
Mhm.
and then it happened, I was like, oh my gosh, if I see a girl, because my issue was I didn't have a girl. Well, I did have a girl. I only
Mhm.
had one girl for Tampa, but I just didn't have enough enough like push in my mind and the lanes and like
Mhm.
whatever like do math
You
in
weren't like
like the Nevosphere.
aggro. You weren't like aggro mindset type thing, or.
Yeah, in Tampa. And then I was like sitting, I was like, well, we know what our decks do.
Yeah.
But I was just like, okay, I have to hang on to Gura.
That's
I
very
cannot
fair.
let Gura go because it will be Jover.
Insert what was it from Night Glow from my Honkai Impact 3rd. Never let you go. And just I can't think of it. That's just what I thought of.
But yeah, oh man. But
Yeah.
I can't remember what he misplayed. Like it was really just like him making a decision misplay thing. Like he didn't misplay or
He
like
was
in
hit.
general sense. Yeah, it was like my mental. It's like I mentally misplayed and I
Mhm.
should have done like something else. And that's what happened with him. And
Ah.
like we just had like Weiss Schwarz. And it's like, okay, I do my Kali combo, you do your Kali combo. Um, I do this, you do that. Same, but different.
So I do the same thing. So who are you? I'm you, but better. You know.
Yes. Honestly, like it felt like Callie Maureen. I have Maureen. I've never made a deck with Maureen, but
Yeah.
I respect Maureen.
You do.
But
You do.
Gura, so like the there's this whole meme. What Steve? What is the meme? Silence. Educated decision maker vibes guy is talking or something.
Silence data-driven decision maker, a vibes guy is talking.
I am the
Oh,
vibes guy.
it's one of the. It's one of those. I got you. I understand what the
I
meme
am
is now.
always, yes, I am always the vibes guy.
It's the.
I didn't build Callie Gura because it was quote unquote good. I saw Gura play Sims 4 and Callie play Alien Isolation. I was like, you seem neat. I don't pay attention to Hololive.
I just like cute girls doing cute
Yeah.
things, and
You
yeah,
play video game, nice.
I get that. Whereas me
Yes.
and Moroku and them are knee deep in like all the Hololive shenanigans, so I
Mhm.
understand. Oh my goodness. That's very fair. Quick thing. So this was only 7 rounds,
Yep.
Yes,
but Tampa was 7 rounds,
I
Yep.
know.
and they had double the people at Pasadena.
Yep. Bushy's floor rules.
How does
Pick it up with a-
Yeah.
how does that work? I know I thought of that earlier, but you were mid like explaining. You were girl boss explaining stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna interrupt for this.
So, it's because they raised the top 32. So if it was still just top 8, they would have more rounds.
Oh,
but
so
people
increasing the
don't-
top cut makes it so they don't have to.
Makes it so they have
Yeah.
the round, like the 7
Yeah.
rounds. Yeah.
That's still weird. Like, okay, I guess it makes sense even if there is like a weird feeling to that, but okay. Okay.
Yeah, I get the weird feeling, but yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I would expect like I don't know, at least another 2 rounds or something. I don't know, but that's whatever. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bushi, you keep doing what you're doing. I'm just sitting here
You
making the
keep
videos.
doing you, boo.
I was like, I'm just yapping about your game for free. It's all good.
Yeah. And then round 7, I played against Overlord and lost because like he canceled like a damn god. Most that like all that game, my goodness, the stars aligned for him. It feels like I was like, whoa, this is crazy. But yeah, I just don't like I know Overlord, but I
Mhm.
don't know Overlord, if that makes sense. It's like, ah, yes, I know that is hexproof. Ah, yes, blow up my
Mhm.
board. But it's just like, I don't think about combating certain decks necessarily.
I get
I
that.
just think about deck as whole. So that could be like a thing. It's like, oh, I maybe should have done this, that, and the other against Overlord. I don't know. But yeah, and then dude won.
No, I get that. Like,
It was
oh,
so funny.
like, oh, I know this deck is supposed to do this thing, but if you ask me like what the exact wording on a card was, I'd be like, no, fuck, no,
I have no
fuck, I don't know.
idea.
Yeah.
I'm like, I see picture. It is picture.
Mhm.
Maybe do stuff. I don't know.
Like, oh, this kills me. That's all I have to know. You know, like, oh, this nukes my board.
Exactly.
You know.
Yep. It's like I like to read card. I don't know all of the cards.
Allow me to
And then
RTFC real
it's
quick.
really- You're fine.
Oh no, you're good. I was making comments of let me read card real
Yeah.
quick type thing of
Yes, exactly.
No, good.
And then it was really funny watching like top 32 because I finished 33 and I was just kind of like waiting. I was like, well, the
Yeah.
chance is higher for someone to fail.
It really was like that. Like
And then
I heard
no
that.
one failed.
I know when y'all said like when one of y'all said that like in the Discord or something. I'm just like, oh my god, it just keeps happening. We're gonna get you in Top Cut one day, one fucking day. You and Joker have this same issue
Yeah.
where y'all keep her like sitting right outside of it, and I'm just like, look, something has to give. I don't know. It's just funny to me.
Yeah. Well, definitely like right now, it feels like I kind of went from like really like my good like couple like seasons or whatever, and really during like COVID and like past couple years I was kind of like very like 50 down the line on like depending on what I was playing and stuff.
That's
But
fair.
now I'm kind of like bouncing back to where I'm like, yes, I'm finding my cozy again.
It's like, oh, I am comfortable with Shork. Okay, we use Shork. You know.
I am comfortable with these decks again. I feel like very good and cozy and good vibes times. And like I play against decks and I'm like, yes, I go yeet and skirt.
You go
But yeah,
silence meta sheep.
yes, silence meta slave vibes guy goes sideways.
Little shark goes
Yes.
Oh my goodness. No, that's
Yeah,
great.
but
I love to hear that.
oh, man. Yeah, it was just really funny watching, like, because we know a couple people that went to Top Cut, in top 32 and everything that went against like Overlord and stuff. And then I remember Dark Gamer, our quote unquote son, who stayed with in California. He played
Mhm.
against the Overlord player, and he was on Hololive.
Yeah.
Different build.
Still.
Red. Chloe Maureen.
Mhm.
Okay. Chloe Maureen. Hololive. But yeah, I was like, oh no. It was like trying to defeat a Titan or something, and he failed. And I was like, you were the chosen one.
You're like, oh,
You
Okay.
could have avenged me.
Quick side story from a good friend Dark's matchup into Overlord.
Mhm.
Dark is level 2. Overlord player, like his last swing on the previous turn was the anti-change counter.
Oh no.
Okay. The Overlord player did not register this. The Overlord player gets Eins on, puts all his markers up. He asks to look in his opponent's waiting room. No anti-change. He's like, have you got anti-change? Dark's like, nope, not visible. And the Overlord player just goes, oh well, we'll see if you have it, and fronts with irons. And Dark's like, what the hell? This man, balls of steel, zero punishment for it. This guy, no idea if you have anti-change or not, playing irons into a level 2 board, and just goes, you know what? Let's just front. Why not? Wait, let's coin flip this entire BCS run. It's going well so far. You know what? Fuck it.
Oh my
And he was
god.
finished. And Dark is like, I knew what my win con was. I didn't see it.
That's
win con went by.
wild. Oh my
It was
goodness.
great. The dude just popped off. Like
Yeah.
I can't explain it.
The guy
It's
literally.
probably one of the
You're yeah.
best Overlord interactions I've with my very limited of the 8 gold bar. Like, dude, new shit.
It literally was like an
the
old
stars
western.
aligned.
Yeah, it's like an old western going, go ahead, make my day, and just
Mhm.
like play that anti-change. Like, oh my goodness, that's great. Okay, bro, if you hear this, awesome, you got balls. Like, awesome. Like, hell yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. No, yeah, hell yeah. No, that's freaking awesome. Only in Weiss Schwarz. You can't get this shit from Vanguard. Anyway, no, I'm messing.
No.
Oh man, I shit enough on Vanguard with the
man.
April Fool's video. I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, but so that's basically your wrap up from that.
That's me. Yep. And I got to awkwardly hang around and like maybe see if anyone failed deck check, but that was it. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with the past 2 tournaments. I feel pretty good going into Summerfest. So
yes.
I won't be at least right now. I'm not planning on playing Hololive, but we shall see when August rolls around.
That is fair. I almost see you on like Azure for something like that. I don't know.
I'll wait for Volume 2.
That's fair.
No leaks, Cade.
Yeah, no leaks. No leaks.
Unless I get Azure Lane Volume 2 by August.
Sometimes boats leak, though. It just happened. There's a
they
hole.
do.
So I mean,
Never happened.
Boats do sink.
Illegal.
are you trying to say boats do sink? Hold up now. Wait,
Yes,
I was
someone
misinformed.
call Connor. I will message Connor real quick.
He just kicks in the podcast call. Just like, hold up now. I heard you was talking shit. No,
Yep.
you're good. You're good.
No, it's talking shit.
Oh, we were talking ship. You're right. No.
Yes.
No, you're good. All right. So moving on to Steve then.
The wild card.
The wild card here. So what were you on for Pasadena? If you said already, I forgot.
So, no, I did not.
Okay.
So, Pasadena, I had a vague predicament in the run-up to Pasadena.
He hated everything.
Yeah, I was not having a good time cooking. So, I think, on paper, Hololive ticks a lot of boxes. It's toolboxy, it's flexible, it has a lot of stuff you can do, but my god, I don't want to play Hololive.
To each their own.
Chainsaw Man, which was the other main deck I had access to, I was testing a lot of different builds, and they kept having very obvious issues. The Chainsaw Man finisher feels so awful to play if you're playing from behind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the moment you just eat something in first deck, the moment you're like, wow, okay, I've been swung at level 2, like, I've not had a chance to compress yet, and my opponents just slap me really hard. It really doesn't feel super great.
Well, some people like that, though.
I do not. Like,
No, getting...
King. So, I wasn't enjoying that deck, and then I was trying Aki as well, and Aki kind of had the issue where I felt, no matter which build, like the Kashibe build or the Himeno build,
yeah,
it can just lose to bad players.
Like, that's the interesting thing, though. Like, I've played, who was it? I can't remember their name, but I played against someone at Duluth with the Himeno Aki, and obviously with the Aki restrictions, for those who are unaware, you can only run 2 copies of the level 3 Aki. And playing against him, like, and there's also, like, the choice, the pick 1 of 2 restriction as well. But he, even, like, talking to him, I'm like, dude, with that restriction, like, how much does that hurt? And he's like, bro, it hardly comes up. I still, like, double Aki people constantly.
Yeah, you double Aki, but, like...
Yeah.
That's not the whole picture. Like,
the consistency is there, though.
the amount of games I was missing double event at 2, which meant that all of a sudden all the early plays, like if I had any amount of early plays in my hand, they were unplayable because I didn't have a second event. I had no way to grab the second event without spamming brainstorms, at which point it's diminishing returns because maybe my deck state's okay. I can sit and be like, yeah, I've got cancels in deck. Why am I trying to set this up? And then maybe I triple trigger and all of a sudden I'm like, wow, okay, I lose, whatever. It's kind of fragile in that thing. Like, I feel like it's consistent in that you'll always get double Aki off. Like, you would need to try infinitely hard to not get double Aki off. But double Aki doesn't kill.
It doesn't kill? Okay.
It's also kind of like, if you eat too much at 2 or you eat too much at 1, if you don't have a chance to just hard compress and just leverage your compression for the full game, again, playing from behind, it feels kind of cringe. Or like if you just open a brick, you want to die. So anyway, I wasn't having fun with any of the decks that I really had access to. So I basically turned to my good friend Dark, who was mentioned earlier, and his friend John Jacobs from Cali.
Jinkelheim-Schmidt?
Yeah, William Hammerschmidt.
Oh my
His
god.
name is my name too.
Indeed.
Anyway, Mr. Henderson, as he's often referred. And I went, you know what? You'll make me a deck. I don't care what it is. I promise I will not get angry. I have zero expectations. But at the moment, I have zero confidence in anything I actively have access to. Sure, I could borrow a deck or something, but you know what? Let's make it fun. So you'll make a deck, cook a deck. It can be a deck you have, a deck you borrowed, whatever. I don't care. I will hand Dark my phone the night before the event. He will put in the deck. I will have zero idea what this deck is. And round 1, my opening hand will be the first time I see what this deck is. I had zero idea going into this tournament what deck I was playing.
Okay, this is interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because I figured
steel.
if I have zero confidence in anything I can play, I may as well make this event fun, right?
Okay.
Anyway, so opening hand, my opponent, he was lovely enough. I was telling him about this whole thing, and this whole situation.
I don't know what I'm playing.
Yeah, and he's like, it's okay, I've been playing Weiss a while, I know a bunch of sets, and I'm like, bro, it's okay, I know Weiss is fine. And he's like, yeah, no, I can help walk you through it, and I'm like, it's good, like, I feel like he may have thought I was maybe a newer player, and I'm like, I mean, compared to some, I guess I am a newer player, but I'm well learned at this point. Anyway, I get my opening hand, I ditch Mulligan, and I'm like, huh, Ruby, okay.
Oh!
And my opponent's lovely. He's like, oh, Ruby, I know this set, I know this deck, that's fine, I got you, bro. I'm like, no. I know Ruby, that does not mean I know this deck. And he's like, no, I think the cards I ditched for Mulligan were like 2 of the level 1 reversers that put the Pyrrha in memory.
Yeah.
And the early play. And he's like, yeah, the level 1 reverser, it's obviously the Ruby top end with the memory thing and, the stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm like, no. Trust me, I know the set. I know Ruby. I know Ruby really well. One of the main... I sound like Trump for a second there. I know Ruby. I know Ruby so well. I know the Ruby the most. I am the most Ruby.
We're gonna stand by. We're gonna stand by. Yeah. We're gonna build a wall. It's just
somebody stand by. Anyway, my Trump impression needs to come a long way. In case that's in the citizenship test. Anyway,
you're good.
So I'm basically saying I know Ruby, but I also know the kook. This don't mean shit. And lo and behold, it did not mean shit, because that pile of cards was a 50 pile of cards. My god, it was... If I say it was a deck, it's giving it too much justice.
Damn.
I have complained to this man's face. I was like, what is this pile of cards?
Because, what
did
you give me?
It was 4 choice, one 2/2 standby, one or two 2/2 standby, I forget, and then one or two or three Pyrrha standby with like all off climax finishes. So you had the off climax restand, the off climax burn to,
Yeah.
the off climax on attack soul pump, which just got leveled as soon as I saw. That card had no text. I mean, I guess it healed, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I gather Dark was giving me the rundown of how they decided on that deck afterwards, and they were doing a full. It was quite interesting because I feel like John cooks weird as hell decks, right? He cooks really weird decks, but I have done so much playing and testing with Dark that he knows, and I have had so many rants about certain effects that he knows what decks I like. So John would be like, yeah, this deck, you just brainstorm all game and you get so many cards. And then Dark would be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I remember Steve said that he doesn't like decks where you have to rely on brainstorms. And it's like, oh, okay, that's out. Okay, what about, okay, this deck, you just loop level 1 combo. You play level 1 combo, you use the events, get level 1 combo, you play level 1 combo. And Dark's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Steve said he doesn't like decks where all you do is loop level 1 combo. So it DQ. So after the event, Dark was giving me this whole process of them going through these decks and like shooting out certain decks and which decks were like in the running and not. And it finally got to this Ruby list, and John previously topped with a different version of that Ruby list with the Mocha top end.
Yeah.
And John's like, why don't we just give him this? And that was in, I think that was in Houston actually. And John's like, why don't we give them this? And Nathan's like, okay, but what about this other list? And John's like, no, that list's bad.
Nah, that's
And Dark's
bad.
like, okay. Remember, Steve wants to think during this event. And John's like, okay. And Steve's like, which list will be harder? And John's like, well, the Mocha list is more consistent. So of course Dark goes, we give him the standby list then.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah. So, and think it did in fact make me. So, rolling back into
Made you
California,
question life choices, it sounds like.
I was certainly thinking. I did have a really fucking good time.
That's good.
I enjoyed the event. I enjoyed playing the deck as much as I complain about the build itself, but like working out the lines as we went, it was so fun. So, round 1, I go against this lovely Hololive Mume Kanata Gura player.
Okay.
He was lovely. I just did not have any sort of deck speed, so I had 0 climaxes in when my opponent did Kanata turn, and I'm like 0 and 20 or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I just died. I was busy learning what the hecking deck did. Anyway, round 2, I go against Cats. We have the standard Cats thing. Every event, I see my government-mandated Cats player.
Yep.
I slap him. It was great. I did the usual Cat thing of, wow, I answered your Cats and you have nothing. Wow, what a coincidence. And then he just ran out of cards, and I had a merry old time.
Steve.
Round 3, I had Nino.
Okay.
I think that Nino player was a bit more on the newer side, so he did miss a few effects. But I was also I was consistently answering board, because Ruby does weirdly have a lot of power it can throw around.
Oh, yes.
So every single turn, I'm pretty sure going into his level 1 turn, I actually just fielded 2 level 1 reversers. So he had to swing into that with his level 1 combo, then had to ditch for hand encore to keep his level 1s, which I then answered, so he had to ditch again. So he had 0 hand, when he went to level 2. He had no cards.
Yeah.
So from so quickly, he ran out of hand, ran out of stock, and he had nothing.
Yeah, that has like the telltale signs of like someone who's still learning it. Like, yeah.
I think it was more. So he was still learning it, but I also think it was a matchup that he was not super familiar with. He wasn't anticipating his board getting answered because he's on Nino. It's the big bad. You're meant to just sit.
You know, it's
Nino just goes
I don't really understand
No
why
need
people
brain.
think Nino is big on defense.
Well, it's funny because like the Ruby combo, the Crow level, the Crow 2-2 is literally the Nino 2-2. It's the Spider-Man meme of just pointing at each other, going, "Hey, wait a minute," you know? Like, it's literally that kind of a face-off. So it's like you're hitting him with his own medicine to a degree. So I don't know. It's like this is a mirror match without being a mirror match for him. Like obviously the inboards and stuff like that are different, but when you make that comparison and you realize that it's like, huh, this is interesting to me. I like the. I wish I was there. Put it that way. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Round 4 was certainly interesting. My opponent was late.
Fun.
Oh yeah,
like
I remember.
Late. I call over a judge. This is a bit of a side story, so buckle in, kids.
Oh no.
I call a judge over, and this judge is like, okay, so standard practice, set your phone on a 5-minute timer, and then after 5 minutes, call me over, and we'll work it out.
Okay.
So I'm like,
but you can't have phones on the table during the tournament, Steve. No, I was messing. Sorry,
during the game, but the game was not happening. So
fair.
I sat there on my phone. Anyway, this fella buckles over towards me. He was lovely enough. And I pick up my phone, check. I'm like, oh, you're my opponent. Great. And this guy's like, yeah, well, I've actually got to go in like half an hour. So I just wanted to do something nice before I left. So I'm just going to scoop and give you the win.
Aww.
Which, well, you say, on paper, that's great. In the back of my head, all I thought was, fuck, now I have to win every single other game. Like, I have no other option. Like, some X2s make it, but a round 1 loss, and then a round 4 who just scoops the tournament. Okay, my resistance, if it wasn't bad already, through the floor. But this guy was lovely. And it was a little bit awkward because he was telling me how he actually was going to scoop to the guy before. But he was like, yeah, when I got to the table, the guy like had his phone out and had like a 5-minute timer, and he was like, yeah, like if you're gonna get sweaty on me, like nah, like it's Weiss. We don't get sweaty in here, so I slapped him with Nino. So anyway, that's why I didn't give that guy the bye. But you seem nice, and I'm just sat here like, yeah. Who would do that? Who would have a timer on the phone as I'm quickly like turning the timer off?
The timer proceeds to go off. Stop the clock! Stop the clock!
But I did find it funny that a judge literally told me to do it, and I feel like the judge probably told the guy before me to do that as well.
More than likely.
But whatever. But it was also kind of funny because. So, a bit of context of my attire. On the way to California, we stopped at a hotel in New Mexico, which was a fantastic hotel, of which El Ranchero or something in...
El Ranchero.
Was that?
It's a historical hotel.
Hold up.
In Gallup, New Mexico.
That's what I was going to ask, was Gallup.
Yep.
Yes, there's a TA that I've stopped at multiple times there. Shout outs to anybody from Gallup, New Mexico. Sorry.
It's fantastic. But they were giving away New Mexico hats. So I had
Did you go you went to the little restaurant. You went to the little restaurant. It's like a little Mexican restaurant next to a souvenir shop.
Yeah, they had
I've been in there. I've been in there. That's what I say.
Yeah. I have mixed opinions on New Mexican food.
Okay, that's fair. But
yeah,
we can have a side tangent of that later.
That's still funny. I'm just like, oh wait, I literally can envision the exact shop that you went
to.
Oh god, that's just so funny to me.
But yes, so I was wearing this New Mexican hat because the hotel was giving these New Mexico hats away, just the snapback kind of.
And I don't wear
like a sombrero.
No,
snapback, like hat.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Cap. So I'm wearing this, and this guy's like, so, New Mexico, bro, is that explains the accent? And I'm like, no.
What?
Yeah. I'm like, no, not really. And he's like, oh, where are you from then? And I'm like, well, technically Arkansas. And he's like, oh, Arkansas, that explains it. And I'm like, not quite. Like, he was lovely, but Yeah, I guess geography was not his strong point.
No.
But anyway, I got a free win. Whatever. Um, round 5, I go against Nino. Same deal. I could consistently answer his board. I compressed super well. He had like 0 way to actually punish my compression. I merrily chilled the entire game, answered his board every turn, and eventually just squeezed him to death. He didn't have a good time. Round 6, I play against Chainsaw Man, the Himeno Aki build.
Mm-hmm.
And this was obviously interesting because this was probably the deck that I would have been on had I not been on this gacha deck. And it actually really enforced how glad I was that I was not playing Chainsaw Man, actually.
Okay.
But I also don't think he really played well. And I know for a fact that my opponent in this round was like super salty, fully feels like I sacked him the entire game. But I feel like every action he was taking, it was almost like, so going into, I do my level 1 turn. I don't actually resolve basically a single choice combo the whole game, which is impressive because I'm on like choice Ruby. I need to do Jean's to not lose the game.
Yeah.
But I was still on like full hand healthy stock. He was constantly just going out of his way to deny my combo. But I think after my first level 1 turn, I'm like 4-12 or something. I'm cozily compressed. I should stop saying cozy because it keeps losing me games, but I was cozy.
Apparently.
And he's in this whole situation where he basically has to slam Stock Soul for his deck to function without just, basically without
yeah.
not plussing. Because if he fields Kashibes expecting they'll survive, I can answer them. He can throw things to stock. He was throwing things to stock with power, but he still needs a hand to, play. So he was having to slam Stock Souls to plus, and I was obviously cancelling because I'm compressed. And then the next turn, I'm like, okay, well, you've left my full board alive. I still have 7 cards in hand. I'm still got more stock. I don't need to do anything. My deck's compressed. Swing 3 times, cool. And it goes back to him. He is forced, because of how his deck is just built, he is forced to slam a Stock Soul again. And cancel. And the distance... And I feel like he felt like he needed desperately to catch up on this damage race. But the more he was trying to slam Stock Soul, and the more he was like overextending to search for a Stock Soul. Like he may have done like some spammable brainstorms or like rickied to get a climax swap or whatever to get a Stock Soul to slam to try and catch up.
Yeah.
But the more he was slamming, the bigger swings he was doing, and he was still just crashing board, which meant that I didn't even have to like slam a climax to actually push damage.
Because you had open lanes the next turn. Okay.
Yeah, I had open lanes. He was removing his own board because he wanted to play around John, but he was also like trying to push in a deck that you really wanted to poke in. And I was just cozy. I had a merry old time.
Wait, the Jean needs to reverse?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's on play of climax, give something on reverse search. So you can actually resolve 4 Jeans in 1 turn by giving all 4 Jeans to 1 lane to get an on reverse search.
He doesn't have to be center stage for that?
Nope. He can be in the back row.
Oh,
so the general game plan is you have 2 sat on the back row the whole game. You just keep slamming choice and you keep just compressing for no reason.
Okay.
Yep. Same as the gold bar combo from Bunny Girl, which may become more popular soon.
Yes.
And then round 7. So I am 5-1 at this point, X1. Round 7 I go against Ichika, which is a weird matchup, mainly because my deck is still garbage, and his deck is moderately competent, but it still doesn't have a stock swap, so I knew that my main win con is, like, just compress, as it has been against all these decks, frankly, going back, like, Cats doesn't have stock swap, Nino doesn't have stock swap, Nino doesn't have stock swap, Chainsaw Man doesn't have stock swap, Ichika doesn't have stock, you just throw your deck to stock, you resolve some search combos, and you compress.
Pretty much.
And I did an insanely heavy misplay in the mid game where I actually I messed up the actual rules of the game. Because I knew I had 2 climaxes in a 2-card deck. I play the Ricky and Ruby, which is on play a ditch a character draw. So I draw a climax. I then use the Ricky, because I was exactly at 1/6, so I pay 1, clock top card of deck, and in my head, I clock the choice, which was the one that I didn't draw. Level up, choice goes to waiting room, I search the level 1 combo, and then I climax swap into the choice to resolve, again, some searches, so I'm super compressed, so he can't do anything. And midway through, I autopilot to processing that the same way that you would process damage. So if it was damage, so let's say it was an attack for 1, the damage would go to resolution, you take refresh point, you level up, and then the choice would hang over.
Yeah.
Now that was how I autopiloted to doing that interaction, and I just didn't think about it. And again, this is like round 7, I mess up, I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot, choice goes over, whatever, we take these L's. So I end up playing on like 4-card hand, swing, 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 whatever, I crash board, I accept that I just messed up. At the end of that turn, I finally stop, take a moment and go, wait a second, that's actually just not how that works. That's because it's part of a cost, you don't actually refresh in the middle of paying a cost, and also the damage, it's not a damage, it's a cost, so it goes straight from your deck to your clock, so it would actually be the 7th card, so the choice would go a waiting room and the refresh point would go over. If that's confusing, you'll understand why I messed it up, I guess.
You're good.
But
You're good.
yeah, I realized that basically at the end of that turn, and I'm like, wait, hang on. At which point, so many things had moved, and the opponent's like, what? And I'm like, whatever. It doesn't matter, I guess. Accepted game state. I don't know, shrug. Like, we could get a judge in. It's messy. So, it was just so infinitely in the Ichika player's favor for it to work out this way anyway, so I don't think the Ichika player was overly upset about it.
Alright.
So anyway, Ichika carries on, does his turn. I survive his finishing turn.
Okay.
I somehow almost win. Genuinely almost win. I somehow go from having 4 hand to having double burn 2 plus restand. I then need to stick 3 at the end of the burn 2's attack, so I do the burn 2 sticks, so he goes to 3/6, and then he cancels the 2 restands. And then he just needed to push me over to kill me, as I was at like 3/6 there. But after the game, I was talking to him, and I'm like, man, I just really messed up in that mid game. And my opponent's like, was it when you took the choice as the damage and that went over instead? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, yeah, I caught that, but I was fine with it. And I'm like, you twat.
It was like
it was.
Oh my god.
It was like, yeah, oh well, you fucked up, GG. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So even if you've done something 1,000 times, take a moment to double check that, that you're doing it correctly. But
it happens.
Anyway, somehow ended up X2, which was a lot better than I guess I ever thought that I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I will give a warning, please do not play this deck at any events. It is so bad.
Well, you say
every game.
that.
Every single game I won was due to mulligan difference, where I was opening like a Jean or 2, the choice, and maybe like a Sun Wukong or a dog that was just hitting, so I got a free drop search. Like, genuinely, my opening hands were so goddamn.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
I was having really good level 1 turns.
Hold on one second. My internet pooped itself for like 10 seconds.
No, you're good.
Sorry. Like, run it back just a little bit there. I'm sorry.
So I feel like this, like, I was going against decks where basically I had these opening hands that were just really, really good. And I was like, I was opening the shit like every game. Maybe
Yes.
it just wanted to treat me nicely because, you know, I was borrowing it or whatever, and it wanted to perform well. But like, if I had a single brick, I guess the first game was the brick, where I just had no real way to kind of escape out of it and had no real way to close. But yeah, most of my games, I was killing from like early 2 because my opponents just had zero real way to punish my compression. And I knew for a fact they had zero way to punish the compression. And I was I maybe drew a choice every turn that I could just merrily do. And I'm like, play
Just keep
choice,
going.
search 2 or 3, you know, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
If you don't see such god opening hands, the deck will not function. Like, I played some casual games afterwards, and every single game was unplayable due to just even like slightly worse opening hands. I'm just like, yep, nope, not a thing.
Well, see, I question because I pulled back up the Pasadena on Weiss Tea Time. 6th place was a Ruby Choice double standby.
Let's have a look.
Like, was it? So pull it up if you would, because I think you said you had Weiss Tea Time open. Is it the same build or a similar build or like what?
Where's this? Choice 2 standby? No, it will be infinitely worse than this.
It will be worse. Okay.
Yours.
You're not.
I guess.
So yeah, there's a few things. For one, it's not running the Ruby Rose top end, which as much shtick as Ruby Rose gets, I think Ruby Rose is a really good top end. It is completely uninteractive. It's moderately explosive, and it has like 0 stock or hand cost.
Yeah, it's
so
like really strong. Yeah.
6 stock, which means that you can actually present Salem on top of that either as an Icy Tail or a stock swap. I didn't have that. I had 1 Salem. My finishing was on play, salvage a character, and end of attack, pay 2, ditch 2, burn 2, and an end of attack, I think it's pay 2, ditch 2, restand. That's pretty much it. Like, Pyrrha kind of existed there, but like, it wasn't a card I could feasibly do most of the time. No, I was winning games just because Zhong combo is Zhong combo. Like,
okay.
I was just hard relying on doing that every turn. The amount of games I was having to hard play the 2/2 that you mentioned earlier, the one that's the same as Nino.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I need to reverse something big. Oh well, we just pay 2 stock for this 2/2 with hand encore, so every day I can every turn I can just keep reversing to keep putting all of these Jean reverses.
Yeah, because they get huge. Yeah.
Yeah, they get like I think 12-5 before
anything
climax.
else. Yeah.
They are really good, but my days, it's not a deck. Please don't play it.
Nah, okay. that is Steve's earnest wish. If you take anything away from this podcast,
do not play it.
Don't
Don't.
do it.
Do not play this Ruby deck.
Don't do it.
Like, do get your friends to cook you a list to blind go into an event, because you will have a lovely ball of a time.
That sounds so fun now. Like, I kind of want to present the idea to Joe for teams. And just be like, hey, this, as long as, like, have someone else have Moroku set it up or something, and just be like, hey, we do not peek, we do not see what we're playing until we get there. So that sounds really fun, actually. Teams is always like a fun time anyway. I don't know. I'm not as much of a masochist as Joe is for that. Like, I don't know. We'll find out.
I will preface this by vaguely tooting my own horn that I am very familiar with a lot of Weiss.
You are. You know a lot of stuff.
I think there's maybe like 2 decks they could have presented to me where I would be absolutely clueless. Like, if they put me on JoJo, fuck knows. Emphasis on.
Oh yeah.
I would be lost. I would be rabbits and headlights.
Like, these are cards.
maybe like a random Konosuba build, maybe. Pretty much everything else, I'd be... Oh, and I guess if they put me on Quints, I would have a terrible time trying to work out which card is which, because all of them look
They all
so
look the
goddamn similar.
same. Yep.
Especially when you get into higher rarities.
Well,
So,
they're quintuplets. They're meant to look alike.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yes,
No.
yes, Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon agrees.
But yeah, I was comfortable and confident enough going into the event that I would be comfortable with most decks they could reasonably put me on.
Right. I can do this, Ruby. Oh shit.
I mean, it was more oh god, I have ideas of what this will be. Oh god, why was I right? But yeah, if if I wasn't as comfortable with doing that and wasn't as confident in my own, I guess, knowledge and abilities, then I probably would have been a lot more stressed during the event, I guess. But because that wasn't really a boundary for me, I could just focus on trying to make the deck work, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't worried about what the cards do because I already knew that. I was just worried. I was just busy thinking about what the lines were.
The lines.
And spoiler, there were not many lines. The lines were just play choice, and then next turn play choice again, and then the next turn, oh nice, I drew a choice. Let's just play choice again.
Let's do it.
But yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I'm always curious when stuff like this happens, especially like I said, when you were presenting this whole thing of, bro, I didn't know what I was doing, what I was playing until I drew my opening hand. Like, I didn't know what was gonna happen, like what stories you were gonna tell for this. I'm like, oh, I am all for this. Okay, that's why I love having this fucking podcast. The stories like that is just always so fun. So. I love the people. Y'all are awesome
do it
people.
again next season. Yeah. We will see.
We'll see.
It depends how badly deck building goes.
I feel it needs to be an annual thing. I feel it needs to be like season. At least one tournament a season. You gotta figure out which one's your throwaway regional.
ask the lovely. I mean, I will say before, like maybe a week beforehand. Hill actually said to me, and she was a little bit grumpy. Sorry, Goth.
You're good.
She's like, I don't understand why you're throwing this regional. Like, it is the biggest regional. It is probably the most competitive regional. Like, we bought cards for this Chainsaw Man deck. Why are you actually just like giving up? And I had to basically say, I have zero confidence in the decks that I have access to. I have zero confidence in any of these decks and that I have been testing. So if I have zero confidence if I have as much confidence in a random list someone else will just give me as I do with the decks I'm physically doing, then I will have so much more fun trying to work out what the fuck this deck is than I will be like on Chainsaw Man or Hololive, where I'm going, I know what this deck does and it feels garbage.
I get it, but you want something exciting. You want something to
yeah, some spice.
Some spice.
I wanted to play on hard difficulty, and Dark and John certainly.
You decided to play the Dark Souls of Weiss Schwarz like for a half second here, like
genuinely.
I want this hard. No, I want it harder. Huh? Hold on now. This what I was saying before about monetization on the channel. Hold up. Where's the sentence going? No. No, that's honestly hilarious. Like that I didn't know what to expect before we sat down and recorded this, but I'm so happy right now. This is great. Okay. Sorry, any other stories to regale us with before this?
Try.
I guess, like you said, the venue. I know you said the venue was nice.
Oh yeah, I love that convention center. I used to go out to Pasadena for a convention years ago. I really just like that area because it's really walkable and it's pretty and everything. It's a good location. It has like its own like parking garage and stuff too, so parking wasn't an issue. But yeah, it was a really good space.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It seemed like there was enough room for everyone, and there wasn't like a bunch of like people, like it didn't feel like sardines when we had probably enough for sardines.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it kind of just went by fast, and then like tournament was over, and then I looked down at the, like I look at the clock, I'm like, oh yeah, free fight, and then like off and on, like during the tournaments, like I'd run into people I've known for a while and friends I have out in California, and like little chit chat and everything, and then my friend Mr. Alex Hodges, he was
Mr.
playing, and I was like,
Alex.
oh, Mr. Alex Hodges. And he was like, we have to have a game today. And I was like, bet. And then, well, like, I don't know. It's like I'm looking around for. I don't know. Like we're not. Like I was texting him like the morning and everything. I was like, okay, there is a Starbucks, blah blah blah, because he is a Starbucks enjoyer and this, that, the other. And we were talking about traffic and everything as he was trying to make it to Pasadena, and so it was a good time. But yeah, we finally like. I really enjoyed being able to. I remember like I have a special like place in like my Weiss heart for
Hmm.
Alex because I remember being like one of like the first people he ever played against in Weiss at Frankensons
Oh,
in
that's so
California.
cool. Okay.
Like we set up at Frankensons to play, and like I was like, okay, you're playing this deck of mine or whatever happened, and this is how it works, and da 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 da. So I always like really enjoy being able to play him when I'm in California. And so we got to play. He's always cooking. He is on a level of cooking. Um I can't cook that deep. But he is cooking something with
You
Hololive.
see him go full
And
Gordon
like
Ramsay, and you're just like, I gotta get out of the
yes.
kitchen. You're like,
Honestly. It's like he is cooking Hololive, but like I really enjoyed. I found him after like everything. I was finally free from like the purgatory of you might have to do deck check.
yeah, like
And so
possible.
I got to like, yeah, it's like, oh, I have to wait here. I can't do anything. Sort of. Like I did substantially more in Pasadena than I did Tampa, waiting to see what would happen. Because I was like, I talked to HQ, they were like, oh, we'll make an announcement or something. I was like, okay, bet. So then I felt more free to do what I wanted versus Tampa. I was like, I'm
Hmm.
locked in. I can't do anything.
That's
But like
fair.
it was really good. Yeah, it was really good to see him after the tournament and play like a friendly match and whatnot. So it was good. It was very good.
I
And so
gotcha.
I kicked his teeth in. So
Okay, well,
yeah, I kicked his teeth
it's
in.
like
But
it was
like
so
that's
nice to
just
meet
how
him.
the
I beat him.
lives of
I
the.
beat him with a chair.
Yep.
Like, I just
It's so nice to see you again. Backhand.
proceeds to pimp slap. Like, I just can see you doing
Yes.
that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we have a very good time. Like Alex and I are just like it's always good vibes with Mr. Alex
The
Hodges.
Mr.
So
Alex. I remember.
the Mr. Alex Hodges.
I remember watching Lunchbox's video because he did like a vlog thing for anyone who's made it this far.
Yes.
Definitely go watch Lunchbox's video on this because I remember seeing
Hmm.
one. I saw y'all in it because I thought that was like really cool. And I was like, oh, that's so cool! Yay! Glad to see them. And then I was like, oh shit, the Alex Hodges is here because he was also in the video. And I was like, that
Yep.
is just so great. A lot of other people that I knew and whatnot, just like really glad to
Hmm.
see. Um, just really glad to see like all the people in there. So if
Yeah.
anyone,
It's all.
you're
Oh,
good.
go ahead.
You're good. If anybody's made it this far, go check out that video. It was really cool. So.
Yes, it was a good time. But yeah, that's what I really like about the like traveling in like the NA
Mhm.
regionals and stuff. It's like you see a lot of usual suspects, but you also see a lot of people that you'll only see in that area
Pretty
that you've like
much.
befriended over time and everything. Or you might know them like for Steve, like this entire season. This was his first season in the US, so it's like
Hmm.
he met a lot of people he knew from online exclusively to
Which
then
is
in
great.
person. So yeah.
Yeah. Like hell, I remember seeing a lot of people at Tampa that I was like, wait, you were also at Duluth. Hold up now. Like just like a whole bunch of it's like
Yeah.
it's a very interesting the Bushiroad traveling circus is like an interesting way to put it. Where it's just like it's
Mhm.
not so much. I mean, obviously you got the people, the organizers and everything, a lot of the same organizers, but you get to see a lot of the same people just because they're like, I'm going to go to every single one of these that I can. I'm like, I can't do that. Respect. Like, oh my goodness.
Sometimes certain flights are cheaper than others.
Agreed. It's like sometimes I can drive, sometimes flying, sometimes I haven't flown to one, but I probably should at this point. I got done with California truck driving. I don't want to go back to California. No,
That's fair.
No, it's all good. Okay.
Oh man,
that is wild. I love hearing any stories like this whenever have y'all or anybody else on like at the regionals and whatnot, like for the podcast episodes. It's so good. But okay, so I guess we are going to wrap this up unless, like I said, unless y'all had any other things y'all wanted to quickly state. I figure we will get to the closing out of the episode in a little bit here. So any other closing remarks? Any shout outs y'all want to give or any, I mean, Gothmom, do you still stream? Because I don't know if you like...
my headset is broken, so no. Once I get a new headset, I'll be back to streaming.
Okay.
And also once I'm not working 6 days a week.
True, too. That is honestly like a thing.
Yep.
So we need to get Steve to stream is what I'm understanding. He needs to bring in the money, like the Twitch, big Twitch bucks.
Maybe. Well, I do have a work permit
now. He has a work permit.
Congrats, man! Like I know that's like a big thing. Like, hey, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Legitimately, like no sarcasm. Legit glad for you there. Like I'm not trying to like.
And then
the more you're emphasizing that, the more sarcastic it sounds.
Exactly. That's the point. I figured it. I figured it would help you feel more at home that way. No, I'm just.
Oh, he is a sweet.
I'm not a coyote, but
You're not a coyote, but
like
head.
Insert picture of Coyote from Hololive here because Coyote. It's gonna be very interesting.
Steve do his thing, and he also it's all coming together slowly but surely for Steve. He has his written exam for the driving test. In like 2 weeks.
No, okay, I will.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. He's taken the practice. Well, he's driven, so it's legal red tape. So he's
you have to
driven in the he has to because the status has changed and this, that, and the other. So he could before he was visiting. So he was allowed to drive, but since his status changed, he has to go through the whole process of getting a U.S. driving license and all this stuff.
It's understandable because the wrong side of the road, as you say, obviously. So understandable there. I got you. Okay, and no, that's understandable. So everyone, comment down below. Wish Steve some good luck on the driving test and everything. It will be greatly appreciated for him. I'm trying to think of anything else, but it's like I said, any shout outs or anything?
Way too many, so
I
whoever
know,
applies,
honestly.
Insert here.
There you go.
You
know who you are.
You'll know who you are, thanks to everyone I randomly
met.
The round 6 run back guy,
Honestly, he asked for my deck list, so
I love that.
I really enjoy the DFW guys and people from SoCal and everything, and so there is a list of people.
No, absolutely.
Out, but
I just want to shout out the DFW people anyway. This, something you said earlier, where they get around. That is not an understatement. They legitimately go everywhere, and I love it. It is just so cool. So.
No, not SoCal. That's a different place.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh my god.
Yes, indeed.
Bad.
No, you're good.
Oh lord.
Boo hiss.
No, you're good.
Boo.
All right, we will.
I guess just quick shout out to just the people who keep the community running.
Absolutely.
So, David from Weiss Time. Weiss Time's fantastic.
Yes, thank you to the people from Weiss Time that keep me doing tournament reports every single time there's a new update, so thank you.
Shout out to Mr. Redacted Sim Man for not keeping the Redacted Sim going because it's redacted. Shout out to all the global mods, whoever they may be. Shout out to Mr. Shioko Bot Man who keeps Shioko Bot going. Just even Weiss shop people, the Strictly
absolutely.
whatnot. The fact that you know, we have so many random backbones in the community who
Mhm.
will just like keep making content, keep supporting scenes, keep providing like just information. Even heck, Alexander doing their tournament data
Mhm.
and collecting decks and breakdowns of things that Bushiroad likely have and likely hide away in the dark depths
Mhm.
of a vault somewhere.
Yeah.
Nether sphere.
Um, yeah. Yeah, just shout out to Weiss people, I
Hell
guess.
yeah. The Weiss
For
community
what
as
they
a
do.
Mhm.
whole, just straight up.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
that is a wonderfully wholesome note to end it on. So thank you to Gothmom and Steve for joining today, and thank y'all for listening this far. If you somehow got this far, please do all the cringy YouTuber shenanigans, subscribe, and all that. If you want to join the Discord, link will be in the description. All that, and we will sign off. We will see y'all later. Y'all stay based.